And anything you have, we can
A cue.
cue.
So this is something that it reminded me of, I was doing masters swimming, this was about 2 years ago, and my coach stops in my lane and looks at me and he asks me, Andre, was she born in Brazil? And I was just confused as to why he was asking that question, and then he said, because your hips are moving around way too much. And then I swam to the other side of the pool before I started laughing, and that was something that I've always been pretty bad about, engaging my core when I swim. So every time I think of that interaction, I just think Shakira, Shakira, and I just laugh while I'm swimming, and I'm like, okay, I need to engage my core. And it's a really positive thing because I'm just making myself laugh while I'm in the middle of a workout. But yeah, that's about the only really solid one I can think of.
That's a great one, because that's actually something I'd like to encourage everyone is, you don't have to do the full laugh because it's kind of hard when you're going anaerobic.
Yeah, exactly.
But the half smile. If you can just do a half smile when you're working out, I think good things will follow. It perks up your attitude. Other people will be like, what the hell are you doing? And actually probably perk up their attitude too. It's actually something a teammate of mine, Chris Horner, did. Every time he'd be suffering, he'd look like he's smiling. And people and this is in the Tour de France, he'd be going up, Alpe d'Huez, smiling. But he said that's just his pain face, is that he literally would just have the half smile.
Yeah. Gina used to tell us when we were in races, if I looked in pain, she would tell me to smile.
Yeah.
But so then I'd just be like...
No, but I actually think there's a way of doing it, and this is not to be a coach, that actually helps you breathe. I hope my supervisor's not going to kill me for saying that, but actually I think it doesn't hurt the breathing part when you're kind of conducting a little bit of a half smile.
I mean, it even helps breathing because it helps just relax a little bit.
And maybe that's what it does, because I don't know what it does, but it feels like it's a little bit easier to get oxygen in. So I know last year Matt had this Merry Christmas mantra. I think he was going to come up with something this year, but maybe this year it just can be to yourself the half smile as you're in the pain cave. It
works for sure.
Yeah, just try it.
It really does.
Yeah. And so that actually gets me to my next topic of just wanted to make sure as we go into the self-confidence piece. We have 4 of you. So actually, like you to stand up. So we're going to try this. And so everyone's going to have a partner. So after we demonstrate, you two are going to do it. So put your arm out sideways like this, straight out. And so the idea is we're thinking of what's a technique or a goal that you guys have in triathlon. Maybe you already know how to do this, but the bike mount, the flying bike mount?
No, I've never tried.
Okay, so has everyone done the flying bike mount?
No, I haven't.
I was working on it before I got hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a good goal, right? Because no one's really mastered it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put my shoulder here. You don't have any rotator cuff issues? No. Anyone have rotator cuff? Because I'm going to push your hand down, but you're going to try to hold it up. So I'm just going to right now see how much. That's quite a bit of force. Maybe this won't work, but so to push it down 6 inches, it's pretty hard. Okay. Okay, you're really strong. So now do that again. So now you're going to think and say,
okay,
I'm going to try the flying bike mount.
I'm going to try the flying bike mount.
I'm not sure if I can do it.
But I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm going to try the flying bike mount, but I'm not sure if I can do it.
Yeah, so that's still pretty good, but I'm trying to measure the force it takes. Yeah. Now the next time you're going to say, I'm going to try the flying bike mount.
I'm going to try the flying bike mount.
And I think I can do it.
Should I just say the second part?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Okay, so I think that was about the same as the first one. Mm-hmm. Maybe slightly less. And the last one is going to be, I will do the flying bike mount. I will do the flying bike mount.
I will succeed.
Okay. I will succeed. I will succeed. I will succeed.
Okay, so I don't know if that was me, but it felt like there was significantly more force I had to to put on.
Uh-huh.
So this is just like a dumb demonstration on how to the power of positive self-talk. So I just kind of want to, are you guys willing to try this on each other?
Sure.
And just see what you guys think. And so maybe you have Andrea do it,
Okay.
and then two of you do it, and I'm just gonna coach you through it.
Should I
So,
do you first?
so
Or you
for
Alright, you
So
take
how
the
do
rest.
how is that?
You take the
yeah, so you put one, yeah, so put one arm on her shoulder, and her arm is out but sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this.
No, so you're gonna put one arm on her shoulder, and the other one you're gonna try to push
Oh, like this,
to
got it.
push down.
Okay.
And so, but she's first going to say,
That was telling me.
I'm going to try to do the flying bike mount,
I'm going to try to do the flying bike mount.
And
and you have to be serious.
One is like,
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
When I'm
I'm not
pushing
sure if
down.
I can.
And you're pushing down.
I'm not.
So you already are.
Sure
So
if I
so
can do it. I'm gonna
you want to try to
the
push your
flying mount.
arm
I'm not
down
sure
6
if I can do
inches. Okay. You want to guesstimate the force required to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna try
Okay.
the flying bike mount. Now
Okay. Next, you're gonna try. You're gonna.
I'm gonna try the
Now-
flying bike mount and I don't think I'll get it.
Yeah. Now you're gonna say, I'm
Try
gonna.
the flying
I'm
bike
gonna-
mount and I don't think I'll get it.
I'm going to try the flying bike mount and I don't think I'll get it.
And then I'm gonna try the flying bike mount, and I'm going to get it.
I'm gonna
Okay,
try the
now
flying bike mount and
I'm
I'm
going to
get
try
it.
the flying mount and I'm going to
going
get it.
try the flying mount and I'm going to get it.
Okay.
Gonna try the flying
How's
mount
that?
and I'm going to get it.
So
I think it was hard to push down.
it's a little bit harder. Okay. But that's not the last one. The last one is, I will. That's the most important one. I will get the flying bike mount. God damn it. No laughing. No laughing. Did you do it?
Laughing makes me stronger on all
So how was that?
I think it felt harder to push down.
It did feel hard.
For the record, I perform better when I laugh, so.
Well, there you go.
It's the truth.
Oh, there you go.
Right, no, but that's what I was saying. is
Seriously,
if
like
you
any
think you're
race,
strong
when
enough,
coaches
yeah.
say, like, you look so focused, like, it's my worst race ever. If I
Because
look
you're like
focused before a
unhappy
race.
and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so these
I
are.
have to be laughing.
Laughter is the best medicine. Have you ever read Reader's Digest? Sorry, that's like that makes me really old. Okay, so that was just, I mean, that was kind of a dumb example, but I think it's actually fairly powerful that, you could do the same thing where we're like doing you're pushing someone
Yeah.
and or you feel like your arms like steel, you just, visualize that and then actually it's gonna be much harder to push your arm down. Or same with like lifting you off the ground. If you feel like you're just visualize you're anchored to the ground like a tree and visualize that, you'll actually will be much harder to lift off the ground, even though your weight hasn't changed. That might seem counterintuitive, but so this is just part of when you build confidence. I just want to say, have you ever, any of you seen the Amy Cuddy video? She's a Harvard sociologist.
Oh,
who
yeah.
talks about
Power
body,
poses.
body language,
Power
She has some
yes.
kind of
power
range, right?
poses. Yeah,
Yeah.
she had traumatic
What is
brain
it? Power?
she's Power Poses
Power
by
Poses.
Amy Cuddy, and so she basically has done research saying that when so in nature, when you see like gorillas, orangutans, primates, or any animal that can do this, they do this when they're mating. They make themselves big. They make themselves open. That actually stimulates like in your brain. It builds your confidence. And it actually makes, and they've done studies where people will do this prior to job interviews, and they're more likely to get the job if they have practiced this daily for like 2 minutes in the bathroom, which looks really funny because if you're doing this in the bathroom, saying I won, may seem kind of dumb, but nobody really knows you're doing it, and it actually helps you in life to basically be more receptive. People are more inclined to hire you because probably makes you friendlier and laugh. I don't know, is that kind of what you'd heard? I saw the TED Talk, and that was kind of, to me, that was the gist of it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's just the power. That's also the power of the mind I'm trying to get to. But back to the self-confidence piece. And one thing I wanted to make sure that you guys have when you're thinking about your confidence is, let's look at a list of, and we could write this down, but since we're a smaller group, let's look at a list of everything you've done to date that would be sources of confidence for you. And I don't know if we should apply, well, for the two of you, maybe we can apply this to triathlon. Well, for all of us, we can apply it to triathlon. But I know some of you are injured, but it doesn't have to be, it's past performances. Isn't necessarily what you've done in the last 6 months. It could be actually ultimate, you know. So what are some sources of those confidence? And should we go the other way around? We'll start with you.
Okay, I was just gonna start thinking about.
And yeah, have some time to think. Just take some time to think. Should I write this down? And
I don't know. I have for me, I feel like it's just every single race gives me confidence because you learn something in every race, whether it's good or bad. So I feel like even if you have the worst race of your life, you learn something and you can have confidence that you're not going to do that again.
yeah, that's great. No, it's good. That means you're learning from your lesson.
And so I think I've learned things from my best races and I've learned things from my worst races. So I'd really just say any race I've ever done gives me confidence for the next one.
And are there so besides that, are there other sources within each sport that you have, as well as sources of confidence in your, I guess, your mindset or your how you approach a race?
I mean, I guess within certain sports, I get, whenever we do time trials and I improve on time trials, the individual ones, I feel like that's a source of confidence. And then in races, I feel like, when I do draft races, it's a really good source of confidence to not get dropped by the pack and to not crash. It's always the best feeling in the world, dismounting your bike into T2. And you're like, yes.
Yeah, and part of that, right, as I think we talked about, if it's okay to mention, to mention that you have this ability, this tenaciousness that if you're in a pack, you'll do more to not get dropped. It's this mental thing where it's you'd rather stick with the pack than be by yourself. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's that whole, social thing. But no, right? So that's...
But it's still also a T2, getting to T2 and being with the pack and being in one piece is a lot of confidence.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, then so can you tell me what are your thoughts and emotions in that? What goes through your head besides you're really happy, and what preceded that? And because I want to know what surrounding that.
What precedes it is a lot of pain. I mean, a lot of times I'm with girls who are really good at cycling, and so they're probably out of my league, but I'm just I'm gonna stick with them, and maybe it's just stubbornness, I don't know.
Well, yeah, so that's actually...
I'm just you know what, I don't care if they're better, I'm just gonna stay on their wheel, and they're not better enough that I can't draft them, is what I tell myself.
Right.
Yeah, so so let's analyze that a little bit further, because actually that's something, I think a nugget for all of us is, it doesn't matter if they're quote-unquote better. You can keep up with them, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah. And I guess going off of that, at practice and stuff, I can draft off of the guys. If I try to take any pull at all, I'll get dropped immediately, but I can draft off of them.
Yeah, and if you think about...
100%.
Yeah, but you think about how much harder you're probably going than even if you were by yourself. Mm-hmm. It's probably substantial. If you had a power meter and actually measured the power that you're producing, drafting versus by yourself, likely it'd be higher. Mm-hmm. So the thought is, can we translate that feeling, that pain that you're embracing, that when you're drafting, and translate when you're doing a non-draft legal bike leg? And that's kind of what I'm getting at with this exercise is trying to, what do you want to call it? Basically, remember and write down all those motions and feelings that you have during that time when things are clicking, and a past peak performance, and remember that, and you want to draw on that as your source of confidence, because you can do it. And I think it was I told you, I need to ride with you next, but how solid you looked on the bike just in that short Kenyatta thing. I'm like,